So we see the ancient goddess that is worshipped as the sacred pillar or the sacred pole. And the Assyrians and the Babylonians worshipped Ashur and Anshar, the great winged bull of heaven. And all of this theology came from the ancient Sumerians and the Mesopotamians, thousands of years before the Quran, and thousands of years before the Talmud and the Torah, as well as the Bible, the ancient Sumerian epic of Gilgamesh, the 12 clay cuneiform tablets of creation. And the hero of this 5,000 to 6,000 year old story is Gilgamesh, the king of Uruk, where it reads that he is 2/3 God and 1/3 man. And he was king of Uruk, which is Iraq. So you see that the Bible takes its story from this much more ancient story of the Sumerians, complete with the Garden of Eden and the snake, as well as the mythical flood. And on tablet 6 or 6, Gilgamesh rejects the advances of the goddess Ishtar, and Ishtar asks her father Anu to send the bull of heaven to kill Gilgamesh, but Gilgamesh slays the bull. And that's why Mithraism is about the slaying of the bull. Zoroaster, the star, the Zoroasterism, and the worship of Ahura Mazda, which is Ashura, exactly like the winged disc of Egypt, the Hathor, or the Apis, or the Isis bull. And remember, Zeus is the son of Saturn, and Zeus changed himself into a white bull because Zeus fell in love with the Phoenician princess known as Europa. It's known as the abduction of Europa or the rape of Europa. So Zeus takes the form of El, the bull, and abducts Europa, which gives us our word elope, exactly like when Paris and Helen eloped. And Europe and the European Union takes its name from the whore who rides the beast. And you'll find statues and imagery of the whore riding the beast, like on the European coin. And the 6th moon of Jupiter is Europa. Remember, Jupiter is Zeus. The Phoenicians were known to prostitute their women, known as whores. And that's why the Bible talks about the whore who rides the beast, adorned in purple and scarlet, and the people are drunk from her golden cup of fornication, adorned in precious stone or jewels. And that's why the Pope and the Catholic Church is adorned in purple and scarlet, because they are Catholic, the Phoenicians. And that's why the Vatican has the statue of the rape of the prostitute, or Proserpina. And they have a statue of Saint Peter, which was actually called the statue of Jupiter. And the root meaning of Peter is the rock hard-on of the penis. And now you know why Saint Peter was the head of the church. And that's why Peter gets on his knees to be anointed. So the beautiful goddess had sex with the bull, and that's where we get the Beauty and the Beast. And they had a child named King Minos, which gave birth to the Minoan civilization. So the Phoenician princess became the Queen of Crete. She is the cream and the crescent of creation. And the opposite of creation or life is cremation, the burnt offering of the ashes, the cow or bull goddess who rides the beast, the ancient cow goddess giving the sacred milk of life. And that's why even as adults we still drink the sacred milk of the cow. And King Minos was married to Queen Pasiphae, giving birth to the Cretan bull. They were cursed by Poseidon. Poseidon takes its name from the Phoenicians. Poseidon was displeased with King Minos, so he sent a white bull that Pasiphae fell in love with. Pasiphae wanted to please the bull, so she had Daedalus create a wooden cow that she could climb inside, and the bull could get at her, and then she could please him. And this is where we get our word pacify, to satisfy and pacify the beast. And now you know the truth behind the Trojan horse. And that's why you put your Peter inside the Trojan horse. And Pasiphae was pregnant and gave birth to the Minotaur. And Minotaur means the full moon fertility of the bull, Taurus. And Taurus is ruled by the moon. And sex is usually done under the moonlight, and that's why it's called sin. And that's why they say you are single. And the Minotaur lives in the mid-L of the labyrinth. The labyrinth is named after the female uterus, and that's why it's called the labia minora. And the son of King Minos, Theseus, slayed the Minotaur. And of course, the bull has the cloven hoof, exactly like the cloven hoof of Pan the satyr, exactly like the camel, the red L, and that's why it's called a camel toe. And why do you think that mistletoe stands for fertility, and that when you stand under it, you must give a kiss? But the truth behind this ancient ritual is the kiss of death. Because the ancient Celtic druids would sacrifice 2 white bulls under the tree and use the blood for fertility rituals. Why do you think you hang mistletoe in the doorway or the archway? Because the door or the arch resembles the ancient tree and the limb. Remember the story of Cain and Abel, when the fertility of the Cain was able to kill? So Cain was a bull, and we still slay the bull to this very day. A bull sacrifice. And notice the bull slayers are wearing a red cap, and they poke and stab and spear the bull and take its spirit, which is a spear ritual, like when you spear it to take its spirit. The ancient ritual of poking holes in the victim to gain their power and to gain their soul and their spirit. Exactly like the evil satanic black magic witchcraft of voodoo, the fertility sex magic of spearing and poking with the needle, which is the penis of hell. So once you're a bull, you are capable of capping a bull. In Egypt, they worship the fertility pole of Min and Osiris. Isis is the sister and wife of Osiris, and when he was killed and went to the underworld, she went searching for his body and found all his parts except for his penis, which gives us our ancient stories of the abduction of the goddess, as in the rape and the abduction of Persephone, the Phoenician, the queen goddess of the underworld. They would light torches in ancient rituals and festivals for the goddess Persephone, and we still light the underworld for the return of the goddess with the Statue of Liberty. And Isis had sex with the dead Osiris and gave birth to Horus. And that's why the U.S. obelisk is a necropolis. And that's why they say Jesus is the firstborn of the dead. And now you know why Osiris makes shoes, because you're walking in dead man's shoes.